I'm with McClenahan Brewer Communications, and we're known as McBrew. We're a tech B2B agency, and we do advertising, public relations, lead generation and nurturing, content marketing, and social media. If you haven't heard of that before, there's a couple of people talking about it today, so you might want to watch for that. And I'm here to talk a little bit about customer listening. Customer listening is very important to our clients because in this economy, it's very important that they spend their money and their resources wisely. And also with social media, this is new, everybody has a chance now to connect with people. But I want to make a controversial point about social media that in some ways it's reactive. Ideally, you go to a forum, you set up a forum, and you let your customers drive the conversation. But what if you need answers now? What if you need to know something right away? I mean, the marketing plan waits for no man. So what we do is we use survey technology in those cases. We can ask the questions we want to ask, we can get the responses back on our timeline, and we can plan for how we're going to push that information out. Now, when I say survey, a lot of you are thinking, survey, yeah, how very 90s of you, how very survey monkey of you. Last time we did a survey, it sat on someone's desk gathering dust and cobwebs. But this is not the kind of survey that we're doing. What we do is we design it from the get-go so that we have specific goals, marketing goals in mind that we can push out. The first point is recognition. So in addition to the listening we're doing that produces the insight and competitive strategy for intelligence for strategy, we also plan ahead for influencer relations, reaching out to bloggers and the media. Then when we look at revenue, we identify the evangelists in this customer pool, and we use their activities and their opinions to help us develop the sales tools, the social media strategy, and the lead nurturing strategy that leads to sales. So let me tell you a little about Altium. This is a design automation company. They produce software that design engineers use for creating electronics. They're always developing new products. They're very sophisticated products, a very sophisticated audience, and they need to have this locked down cold. So we did a survey for them. We did an email to a large pool of their customers. It drove them into our intelligent dialogue. This is our survey technology that actually asks a series of questions in a very carefully constructed format so that we're able to draw out the information we need. And because it's a back and forth, they feel a lot of positive aspects from that. And we can get quantitative information that's good for strategy and qualitative information we can use for developing the tools. We ask for the what and we ask for the why. Let's look at what happened here. So these are some examples from the Altium survey. They are the low-cost provider, but we found out is their customers really value the fact they're a unified design environment. This is the most important thing to them, and this is what we based a lot of the messaging upon going forward. We also asked questions about their competitors, so we know who they use and what they don't like about those competitors. This gives us an even better way to get the point of the arrow on our marketing plans. We also ask questions that can lead to specific proof points. We asked them, you're using Altium, what kind of productivity boost did you get? 84% said 2x or better. Hey, that's pretty good. You'll see it on the Altium website. You'll see it in their marketing communications. This is pushing the survey information out there and putting it to use. We bundled that up and went to the bloggers and the media. Got all kinds of coverage. Here's a cover shot in EDN. Here's several other articles on major blogs. And look, up there in chip design, you can see our little graph. They repurposed this right there on the blog. It was great. Let's focus on the revenue side. Through careful questionings, we're able to identify who are the best evangelists in this customer pool and what they care about. These are the people going to help us define the strategy to push revenue. We asked them specifically, would you be a reference for us? 30% of the group said yes. That's pretty good if you're a B2B company. Here's 30% that we're going to go after and develop case studies like this. And these are sales tools, and these are critical in high-tech sales. We also then take their answers and say, okay, how can we develop a good sales strategy? What do you need to know? Market segment, who makes the decision? How long is the sales process? How big is the design team? And so on. All that information comes out of the survey and is immediately ready to help with designing the proper sales process. And finally, when we're in the actual sales engagements, we can bring our evangelists into the crowd. This was a somewhat negative blog post. We invited one of our evangelists to respond. He went in there and did it on his own and wrote a far better blog post response than we ever could have. So how can you do this listening on your own? Plan ahead so that you're asking the right questions, execute quickly so it's fresh and relevant, think dialogue, not checklist, and finally be prepared to drive the content out. So if you'd like to learn more about how we do dialogues and this survey technique in general, don't hesitate to contact me, and thanks for listening.